How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Thursday Night Faceoff, your home for the best high school hockey highlights around the Northland. I'm Daniel Chiarelli, and Blake, believe it or not, the playoffs are right around the corner.
Yeah, Ripley's believe it or not, Daniel. Let's start at Heritage Center with the Northern Lakes and Duluth Northern Stars, who are playing their third game in 3 days, sprinting through that regular season finish line. Not the best shot here, but some pregame senior tears on the Northern Lakes side. First period, the long slap shot's going to turn to an easy tap-in. Lucy Bell rings the bell. The Stars would take a quick lead, and it wouldn't end there. The Northern Stars on the double breakaway. Isla Sandifer beats the goalie. Duluth taking 17 of the first 21 shots. They'd also be blocking shots. Eiley Antela picks up save number 1,000. Nice work by the junior right there. We're going to show you later in the second. Sometimes you just got to toss it in the mix. Sandifer nets her second goal. That's Duluth's third. And at last check, the Northern Stars led 3-0 after the second period. If you know the final score, please let us know.
That's right. Give us a ring. Next, we head over to Mars Lakeview Arena for a battle between the Hilltoppers and the Blue Jackets from Cambridge I-Santee. The Toppers peppering the net in the shooting gallery that was that opening first period. The Blue Jackets sophomore goalie Ty True doing everything he can to keep his team in contention. Eventually, that high-powered Hilltoppers offense struck gold. It's Vinny Cinisalo sniping one top shelf. Where, yes, I keep that chunky peanut butter. Marshall takes a 1-0 lead. Those Toppers continue to tickle the twine all night long, cruising to a 6-2 victory over the Blue Jackets.
Earlier this week, the Hunters joined on the ice by some mites from around Duluth. The Jacks ranked 9th in all of Class A coming into this one. A big reason is sophomore Jordan Sewell. He wins the race to the puck and hops on his own rebound. His team leading 21st makes it 1-0. Then on the very next shift, puck finds its way to the captain, Cole Painovich. His shot tipped in by senior Luca Gentilini. That's 2 goals in 13 seconds. Then, with time waiting in the first period, first shot is saved by Hunter's goalie, but what a setup to feed Neil Ellsworth on the back door. Three's company for the Lumberjacks after the first game. Senior goalie Jacob Ilanardo makes 22 saves as CEC explodes for 9 goals in a shutout win over Denfeld.